We're back. Tip Tuesday is back. We took a little break in December, but we are back. Today I want to talk to you about what potentially the 2026 housing market could look like and what interest rates may do. So I'll go ahead and tell you, I don't have a clue what 2026 market's going to look like, but we do have some data that kind of tells a story. So if we look back at 2018, we would consider that a fairly normal year. Did about 15,000 transactions overall in the market. If you look at last year, 2025, we did about 11,800 transactions. That's about a 21% decrease in transactions. Now, if you look at the height of the market during COVID, the market did about 17,000 transactions. Compare that to last year, well, that's about a 30% drop. So there's no doubt there's been a drastic change in the market. Here's what I'm hearing on the ground. I had an open house this past weekend, unique house, a lot of traffic, 12 groups came through, and I heard this from several of the people. Josh, we want to move, but we've got a 2.75% interest rate, and we bought the house prior to COVID, so we got a good price and a low mortgage. So they feel stuck like a lot of people do. Right now, mortgage rates are sitting in the mid to upper 5% range. The current Fed chair term ends in May of this year. A new one will be appointed. The thought is the new one is going to lower interest rates. Well, the Fed chair doesn't directly control mortgage rates, but their policies do influence them greatly. Here's my prediction. I think the first half of the year is going to be pretty flat, not much movement up or down. When the new Fed chair comes in May, I believe you're going to see lower interest rates the second half of the year. Once that gap narrows and those buyers that are in the market but can't leave that 3% interest rate, once that gap narrows to the point where they're ready to jump, I think you're going to see an influx of those buyers coming into the market. All right, Josh, so what is the tip? Well, here's my tip. I think the next 6 months could be a very solid window to buy a home. I think you're going to get a better deal. You're going to get a decent interest rate before potentially a lot of buyers jump back into the market. The hope would be you buy now, you get a better deal, and then you refinance when interest rates decrease. That's this week's Tip Tuesday. Sure does feel good to be back.